How's it going, guys? So here's my update on my Sibo, prostatitis, both of them together because misdiagnosed all these antibiotics. Like I said on the other one, they prescribed me all these antibiotics that were useless to what I had because I didn't have according to the test, according to every single test that they gave me, there was no bacteria, there was no infection. So they were still giving me all these antibiotics to see if it would work, and all they did was just kill my stomach flora. What do you call that? My good bacteria. And here I am now suffering. First, it started like the first 6 months after that, of taking antibiotics when they were misdiagnosing me. Seventh month, man, I started developing like this nasty pain right here, right on on the bottom of my left rib. It was like I thought I was having a heart attack, man. I ended up going to the ER and they told me that they checked my levels for my pancreas and all this stuff, and everything came out okay. So I ended up booking. They ended up telling me to go see a gastro with a GI doctor, which I did later. About a month later, almost a month later, and yeah, they did an endoscopy. Turns out that I had an ulcer and tested positive for H.pylori because they were already killing my stomach. My stomach acid was already damaged because they were giving me all these antibiotics, and then so all right, my stomach is already bad, right? I know I had low acid levels because I know now, but at the time I didn't know. This is now because I know the research. But okay, let me go back. So the GI doctor said he's going to prescribe me three different antibiotics for my stomach, and I was like, okay, this is doesn't sound right. They're giving me all these pills already. I'm already taking all these antibiotics that are not doing anything. And this guy wants to give me pills for my stomach to fix my ulcer. I declined. I said, no, I'm not taking antibiotics. And he said, how are you going to do that? And I said, I'm going to fix it. So he looked at me like if I'm crazy. I came home and then I started doing my research. I went online and started reading, started going on, DuckDuckGo and all this stuff, and started finding information. And sure enough, I found that how to cure an ulcer. It's real simple. The simplest shit that you can even imagine without taking all these pills. The most simplest thing, man. It says, and I looked up H.pylori because I tested positive for it. So it said right there to just drink cabbage juice, 8 ounces in the morning, right before dinner, wait like a half hour before you eat breakfast, and then a half hour before you eat dinner. So 2 times a day. Just do that for about 9 days. You could do it for 2 weeks, but for around 9 days. So I started doing that. Okay, I started doing the cabbage juice. By the third day, man, I didn't really feel the ulcer. Yeah, I still felt it every time I would eat, but I would feel kind of like, okay, I felt a big difference. Like in the third day, I was like, okay, this is like going away. Started doing more research, came across mastic gum. Mastic gum kills H. pylori. Licorice root extract kills H. pylori. So now I'm gearing up to fight the battle, you know what I mean? Fight the battle of my stomach while dealing with prostatitis because I still, testicle pain and constipated it was bad, man. Stomach pain, constipation, everything was it was weird, man. Everything was coming along really bad. So I started taking the mastic gum, started chewing the gum. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys. Still have it right here because I'm going through it right now. As a matter of fact, I'll explain that. Here's the mastic gum. If you're going to use mastic gum, use the one to chew it. Chew the gum. Don't buy the powder. The pills don't work. It's sap. It's like a gum. You just chew on this and you can recycle this. You don't have to throw it away. When you're finished chewing it for like 20 minutes, I chewed it for like 20 minutes, a half hour. And then I put it back and then this is what I'm doing, okay? This is what I did. I'm not saying for you to do it, but this is what I did. Mastic gum. And then I started chewing on that for a half hour, and then I would just put it away. I wouldn't throw it away because it's still good. And then another thing I started using was this DGL, licorice root extract. This is what I used for my ulcer. So I was using that along with the cabbage juice, and it cleared it up, man. Sure enough, after a week, 2 weeks, I was like almost normal, but I still didn't trust it. So I still waited like about a month before I even went to try to eat like regular food. But it took Took a while. You'll probably feel like 100% after 2 months. After 2 months, you'll probably feel like really like 100%. But, I still wasn't sure of what to drink, what to eat. I was still kind of nervous, still kind of scared to eat stuff. So now I know you got to take it 2 times a day, though. 3 times even better. If you could tolerate the cabbage juice 3 times a day, and you're not a diabetic, and you don't have any sugar issues or none of that stuff, hey, if you could do 3 times a day, do 3 times a day, man. Because I did 2 times a day. I'm doing right now. As a matter of fact, I got an ulcer right now. I'm doing 2 times a day. This is my 6th day already, and I'm feeling a lot better. My stomach doesn't hurt no more. My back, because it will generate to the back too. Like it'll hurt right here by the rib, and then it'll generate to your back, like the back rib cage. It was nasty, man. I started getting that because of, well, let me explain now. Okay, so fast forward. Now I'm gonna. So what happened? I know I'm all over the place. I kind of lose myself. So this updates. You know what I mean? I started getting all these bad stuff. So now I ended up getting diagnosed with prostatitis 2 months ago. Okay, this has already been like a year and a half. Think about that. Just count back. All right, so I was living with prostatitis, non-bacterial prostatitis, according to the doctor, the last doctor, and they kept giving me all these pills and all these unnecessary surgeries that I got, vasectomy reversal, and then varicocele embolization. It was, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I don't look like I'm sad, but I suffer from anxiety, depression, have low self-esteem. I probably have PTSD. It's really bad, man. It affected my whole family. It affected me right now. But I'm just doing this video so other people can see what the hell I went through. The doctors are gonna give you all this stuff that is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. If you're diagnosed with prostatitis and they don't find any kind of bacteria in you, they don't find any infection, there is no reason for you to take antibiotics. What do? You go see a pelvic floor therapist. It's muscle. Go for the muscle. Okay? If there's no infection, you might have a tight pelvic floor. You might have they call it a hypertonic pelvic floor. This goes to women too, not only men. This applies to both because we both suffer from the same thing. Men and women. For women, I think it's called pelvic floor dysfunction. But for men, it's called CPPS. Which is the same thing because we have the same muscles down there, believe it or not, man. Male, female, different genital, just only one area, but all the muscles are exactly the same. Same thing. My therapist is a female, and she does internal massages, and, I was having testicle pain, and she took it away now. Right now, I'm just dealing with, like, perineum pain, and, like, my butt, man. It feels like I'm something's going to come out of my butt, like something huge. It's just, like, I can't sit down, man. It just bugs me. And I know it's my prostate because I know it's inflamed because another thing that they didn't tell me is when you got prostatitis and you have a swollen prostate, there's 2 ways. You could get a swollen prostate from all the muscles being too tight, and then you develop this tightness and you're peeing like crazy, or you're constipated, your stomach hurts. These are all the symptoms, okay? Like stomach hurts, your penis hurts, the base of your penis hurts, your testicles hurt, they feel like you got blue balls, you can't pee, you're peeing like crazy, or you're peeing very little, or you're constipated, or you can't poop, or when you poop it hurts, or when you have intercourse with your girl or whatever, or even females when they have intercourse, after that it hurts. Like when you ejaculate, it hurts like hell. Like it hurts really bad, and then it feels like you got kicked in the nuts. Your stomach hurts, even the back, the lower back. It's funny, like even your back hurts, like the top part by your rib cage on the back, it hurts too. Like if you're washing dishes and your back hurts like that, if you're a female and you're washing dishes and your back hurts like that, you got a pelvic floor dysfunction. I learned all this stuff now that I'm going through all this information that I know now, which I didn't know any of this stuff. And it's sad because now that I know all this stuff, and it's too late because now I'm suffering, I wish I would have known all this stuff. Like right now I'm drinking a smoothie right now because I was diagnosed with Sibo. That's another thing that I was going to tell you guys. So, I was having a lot of issues with bloating and my stomach all hurting and all this stuff, and it was just, something didn't feel right. I felt sick every time I would eat. This just started happening like maybe a week ago. So I ended up going to go get a Sibo test last week, I think. And sure enough, I tested positive for it too, man. I did that breath thing, tested positive, man. Constipation is terrible for me right now. So what am I doing? I'm on a low FODMAP diet, which I'm already skinny. I already lost so much pounds from being depressed and anxiety. So now I feel like I'm way underweight, man. I'm drinking all this stuff and I'm taking you got to take probiotics, but you got to take a certain type of probiotic. You can't take the ones with the prebiotic. It's a certain kind that you have to take. I'm just taking that one, but it's not the one that is recommended. But I'm taking it. It doesn't hurt my stomach because sometimes it'll blow up your stomach. And you got to take, you got to find, if you want to take fiber, you got to find the low fab, fiber, which is this one right here. It's this one right here, Sun Fiber. This is the one I'm taking right now. I just got it yesterday. Good reviews on it. A lot of people that have Sibo and IBS, or they have gastro problems, stomach problems, leaky gut, they use the Sun Fiber. And it says it helps them use the restroom, that they feel regular, that they work better than the probiotics. So if you're taking the probiotics, the right probiotics, and you're taking that fiber, which is like, it just dissolves in the water. I put it in my smoothie right now. Whoa, I'm still drinking it, look, see? And the smoothie is just a little bit of banana, the right banana. They're saying not to take banana, but some people say to take it. Some people say don't. But they're saying that if it's a ripe banana, it has all the antimicrobial things. So I put a little bit, blueberries. I used flaxseed milk and ice and protein, plant-based protein. And then I dropped a scoop of that fiber today. So hopefully it doesn't blow me up, man, because it could happen. Anything could happen. When you have Sibo, anything that you don't even know that you try for once, it's going to flare you up, man. Just mess up your whole stomach, mess up your whole day, make you feel miserable. So I'm hoping that this doesn't cause a bloating, and it just makes me use the restroom. I took it last night. I took a little bit just to try it out. I took like half of it, half a scoop, and then it didn't seem to mess up my stomach. I used the restroom just a little bit this morning. I know it's TMI, but it's a lot of people that might be going through this right now. So right now it's the shake. It's lunchtime right now in California. Well, for me, it's 12:30 right now, and it's hot outside. It's a little bit over 90 degrees, and but I'm taking the stuff to try to fix myself, because the doctors are not going to tell you. So now I can't take any other supplements that I want to fix my stomach, because how I got the second ulcer, because I have one now. How I got the second ulcer is, you got to be careful when you because I have H.pylori, which H.pylori was the one that caused the Sibo, because when I was taking antibiotics, it killed all my bacteria and dropped all my acid levels, and I ended up developing H.pylori, which it goes into your intestine and it becomes Sibo, which is all related. It's pretty much the same. It's just bacteria. All of this is just overgrowth bacteria in your body. So I gotta cure my ulcer so I can start bringing up my acid levels. I think once I bring up my acid levels, I won't have this problem, because a lot of people they go do all the stuff that the doctors tell them to do, and they mess themselves up. What you have to do is you have to be on a strict diet, really, really strict. Follow the guidelines, really strict. Don't stay away from sugar, man. I haven't eaten sugar like in what? It's been like 8 months now, and I lost so much weight. It's ridiculous. Like I feel sick now. Even people look at me and they think I'm sick. I mean, because you don't know me, but I never look like the way I look now. And stop eating sugar, man. We're sugar addicts here in the United States. They turn you into a sugar addict. They're like, I don't have no addictions. Yes, you do. Everybody in the United States has a sugar addiction. Well, not the people that are smart. The people that are probably vegan and they don't want to eat they change their life around and they don't want to eat any sugar. Those are the people that are probably the ones that are the healthiest. But then again, you never know, because a lot of people that do keto, they're very healthy too with protein and stuff. So, I mean, whatever diet you choose to do it 100%, and I think you're going to be healthy. Whether it's keto, whether it's vegan, whether it's vegetarian, but if you do it 100%, you'll be okay. But you have to take care of your stomach. It's the number one rule. You have to fix your stomach, no matter what diet you're on. If you have H. pylori or you have overgrowth yeast in there, it could be candida, it could be, Sibo. You're going to always have problems. I don't care if you're a vegetarian. You could be a vegetarian and have bloating like crazy in your stomach, and you don't know why. And then it turns out that you took some antibiotics, or maybe you got food poisoning, and then you develop this nasty overgrowth, and now you have to kill it. You have to do the same thing. You have to. And then if you're a vegan, I feel bad for you, because when you're on a low-FODMAP diet, you have to eat protein. You're not going to get it from the plants, and a lot of plants are going to mess you up. I mean, you could do it, but it's just going to be a little harder. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a way. I don't know much about it, but I'm just letting you know that right now I'm just trying to cure myself. I want to be able to get rid of this ulcer, so I can start taking the butane HCl. I'll start taking the bitters. Start taking because I'm drinking celery juice in the morning. Well, right now I'm doing the cabbage juice, but I'm gonna start the celery juice to bring up my acid levels. Drink lemon water in the morning. You got to do all that stuff, man. That'll get rid of all that acid reflux and all that stuff. You won't have any stomach issues anymore, man. That's all it is. It's real simple, man. It's the most simplest thing you could do. All you got to do is raise up your acid levels. Look, all you got to do is clean up your diet. If you're suffering from acid reflux and you got IBS and all this stuff, and you don't know how to fix it, and you don't even know what's going on, like, oh my God, I got leaky gut. Simple, man. Simple. You could take L-glutamine too for leaky gut. There's a lot of little things out there, a lot of tricks that you could do. But the first thing you have to do is cut out greasy food, like fast food and all this stuff. All these processed foods, GMOs, and cut out gluten, cut out sugar. Just that alone. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Look, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen when you stop eating sugar. And if you don't believe me, whoever's watching this video right now and doesn't think they have a problem with sugar, if you don't think you have a problem with sugar, I'll challenge you. Go 2 weeks without eating any sugar. And I'm saying not even vegetables, because a lot of vegetables have sugar. Not vegetables, fruits. You can only eat blueberries. All right, you can only eat blueberries. You can only eat green apples, and you can only eat maybe a couple of strawberries. That's it. Just eat something that has no sugar. Look it up in the back. Look, because everything you drink right now, even almond milk, that's why I don't even trust oat milk and all that stuff. I don't even trust that shit. Oat milk, like, oh, drink some oat milk. You look in the back, and what does it say? Sugar. Added sugars. You got to watch it. You got to really watch what you drink. I drink flaxseed milk, 0 sugar. Like, you look at it, it even has a little bitter taste to it, That's how you know that there's no sugar in there. It has a little bit of bitterness to it. So if you don't like me, I already 8 months, 9 months that I haven't eaten any sugar, so I'm good. But for people who probably think it's the most gross milk that you could drink, but I drink that right now. That's what I have in here. Your taste buds will change in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, your taste buds will change. You're going to think everything is sweet. Just cut out sugar for 2 weeks, along with all the other stuff, and you'll see how you're going to feel. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to your body when you cut out sugar. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to feel like you're sick. You're going to feel like you're catching a cold. Your body's going to hurt. You're going to have crazy headaches. Your stomach's going to hurt. Your body, your joints are going to hurt. You're going to feel that something's wrong with you. You're going to feel like you're sick, but you can't figure it out what it is. I don't know, you might get night sweats at night because you're addicted to sugar and you don't even know it until you stop taking sugar. I'll tell you why. Why I know this, because I went through it. You don't realize how much sugar you have in your body or how addicted you are until you stop. You start getting headaches out of nowhere and you think, oh man, maybe I need some coffee. No, it's a sugar die-off. Try it out. That's what causes all the inflammation. That's why you have all these joint pains and all this stuff. I'm just giving you information, man. If you want to do it, that'll be on you. But do your research. Talk to your doctor. Before you start doing any of this stuff that I'm saying or what I'm telling you that I did, go see your doctor. Make sure you don't have any health issues, because if you have health issues, you got a problem, man. You know what I mean? Then you have to you got to approach the situation different. Like if you're diabetic or, you have, I don't know, you suffer from low sugar or whatever, or, low blood pressure, high blood pressure, all that stuff, then you got to take precautions. You got to do things different than what regular people do. But if you're like a regular dude and you have a regular female and you guys don't have any kind of issues like that, Try it out. See what happens.